So I made a video recently and I gave it kind of a troll title as a scientific experiment to see what would happen. And exactly what I thought would happen actually happened. I had a lot of people use this phrase on my screen in the absolute wrong way. And unfortunately, that has only confirmed the fact that many of you are very ignorant and really desperately need my help. So don't worry, I've got your back. Security through obscurity is always a bad thing. I want to make that clear. But you have to understand that security through obscurity does not mean that something is hidden from you, so therefore the system is more secure. It is, in fact, sometimes the opposite. But that does not mean that hiding facts from people is a bad thing. And it doesn't mean that you're not allowed to hide or obscure the truth in order to protect the system because security is an onion. It has many layers and it often makes you cry if it's done well. And so the idea is to make an attacker cry, not your users. In this particular case, the security through obscurity monitor was leveraged by people who did not understand the security operational triad of confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And so I knew they were trolling hard, but at the same time, it was nice to see the attempt. Just don't do it again. Either way, let's talk about security through obscurity. If you want to go to this page on Wikipedia, you can read it for yourself. That's why I put it here. I think it's educational and I want you to read it. But the idea here is that you can't hide the facts of something. And if hiding the facts about something is the only way that keeps it secure, then the system is not inherently secure and you have security through obscurity. However, if the system is otherwise secure, it has good login, it has good access controls, it's built with multiple layers of security, and you decide to hide something by, for example, making a primary key for a record a UUID instead of an integer, then it's not security through obscurity. You're just adding an additional layer of protection. And so, as a result of this, what I had a lot of people try to brigade that particular thing, and kind of interesting because what it does is it tells me that there's a level of misunderstanding about distributed systems. It also tells me there's an extreme incompetency about security in the software development community. And I already knew that because I've seen some of the exploits and things that go around. But at the same time, it's really, really sad to see. And I'm here to help. So I want to make it clear that I'm calling this out in an attempt to help. And I'm trying to get you to understand that security is important. And if you're angry about something that I've posted in my videos, you need to think about it a little bit more. In this particular case, security through obscurity was claimed because I was trying to hide something. I wanted to make identity more explicit for objects. For example, if I take a project and I got an app or a website, and I, as an administrator, have dumped the entire database to a flat file because I'm a developer and I'm trying to debug something, and all I've got is a stack trace with record ID 123. How am I going to debug that from an auditing perspective if I don't already have the correct audit logs in place? Because you have to start somewhere, right? So in that case, your best bet is to dump the entire system and then look for the identity key for the primary key of the record that you're looking for that was in the stack trace. The problem with that is if you have a system that is actively built so that everything is an integer, you're going to get the same values repeated over and over, and there's no strong identity for the system. And so as a result of that, you are going to be in for a bad time because you're going to be trying to debug multiple different things. You're going to get lost, or at the very least, you're going to waste time and effort and energy looking at the wrong thing. But you know what? If that stack trace had a GUID instead or a UUID, I'll tell you, your time to solution is going to be much faster. And from an auditing and compliance perspective, the legal people are not going to be as angry with you when you tell them, oh, there's multiple things named this, sorry, because they don't like that either. And so security through obscurity is bad. I want to make that clear. But it's not security through obscurity to add an additional layer or to try to hide something from users that they don't need to know about. And if you think otherwise, then you're probably an attacker.